Hello everyone, the Opalist here, and welcome back to another rant video. I'm actually quite amused by my rant videos, or really, I just made one before that. I shouldn't be saying videos, but anyways, in today's video, I will be ranting about Rilisofts' Inconsistency, and what I'm talking about with Rilisofts' Inconsistency is the fact that they can't keep or stand on one thought when it comes to balancing the game, and yes, we're talking about weapons here, of course. Now, back then, there was a time where quite a few weapons in the armory were pretty damn powerful, but were sadly nerfed, and they were heavily used before, but well, I'm not gonna be going back to 8.0.0 and before gems were added. I'm just gonna be looking at updates after gems were added in 9.1.0, I assume. Yeah. Anyways, some of the most powerful primaries back then, I'm looking at primaries because they were mostly used back then. But anyways, uh, some of the most powerful primaries back then were the assault machine gun and the crystal laser cannon. Both of these are barely used nowadays, and even so, they've been heavily nerfed, though looking at it again, the assault machine gun was the most powerful primary, and it still probably is. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Now, let's look over the crystal laser cannon. A lot of updates ago, this weapon was a favorite to a lot of people. It was fun to use, required skill, and it was satisfying for the price that you give. And it costed gems. Now, what if you bought the crystal laser cannon and it was worth the price, but then you came back an update later to find out that it was completely useless? What would you, as the customer or the player, feel like? But regardless, it's pretty annoying, and it's a letdown to people who were once fans of fun weapons now. I only mentioned primaries here, but what about other categories? Well, from my past experience, I noticed how the following weapons were nerfed: the Crystal Fast Death, the Steam Power, the Katana, the Scythe, the Fire Demon, the Dark Force Saber, the Freeze Ray Rifle, the Shuriken Thrower, the High Voltage, and many others I can't count. And if we were to look at the primaries again, you can notice how the Secret Forces rifle was tremendously nerfed over the past year, to the point where it was outpowered by weapons that state to have a much lower lethality, a much lower lethality or efficiency, which is just a complete mess. I mean, if Rilasoft is purposely trying to get people to buy more weapons by nerfing the ones they already have, they could at least clearly point it out in the status, which are completely inaccurate by. But still, it's pretty tedious. Having your favorite weapons constantly changed in status and performance-wise, I mean, it would be nice to have some underpowered weapons buffed, but not to the point where they become easily abusable. And yes, I'm looking at the photon shotgun. And the same goes for overpowered weapons. It would be amazing to have them nerfed to the point where you can simply rely on them to achieve victory, but not to the point where they would become completely useless. And my example for this would be the solar-powered cannon. But none of this applies to the Ghostliner. That thing needs to be removed completely. So please, Riddlesoft, make up your mind. Anyways, I hope, well, I guess that's all I have for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this quick rant, I suppose. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. I'm out.